From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Chris Carl.
Among Delaware's top stories for Friday, December 15th, 2 people are killed in a Sussex County helicopter crash. Chrysler's Newark plant prepares for a slowdown, and a Hollywood actor has a message for local kids. Here are the details. A well-known real estate developer is dead after a helicopter crash last night near Dagsboro. State police say Joshua Freeman and the chopper's pilot, a woman from Richmond, Virginia, were killed when their chopper went down in a field near Route 26 around 6:20 p.m. Freeman was president and CEO of Carl M. Freeman Associates. Among the company's projects was the Bear Trap Dunes Golf Club, where Freeman was supposed to be picked up by the pilot for a trip to Maryland. Investigators are working to determine whether dense fog played a role in that crash. Maryland State Police say they have arrested a man on the Eastern Shore for allegedly killing a man in Dover. Troopers received a call late Wednesday night saying that 38-year-old Francis Skip Cooper had allegedly killed a man at his home in Dover. Maryland authorities say Dover police detectives went to Cooper's home and found the victim in a trash can and also found a knife. The victim's been identified as 17-year-old Alfred Clark. Dover police say he died of multiple stab wounds. Cooper's wife, Eugenia Cooper, has been charged with hindering a prosecution and abuse of a corpse. Police are still trying to determine the relationship between Cooper and Clark and a motive for the stabbing. Doctors say brain surgery on South Dakota Senator Tim Johnson was a success. The Democrat had bleeding caused by a condition that usually goes back to birth. Senator Carper says he's known Johnson for 25 years.
This is one that comes close to home. The Senate's sort of a small family anyway. This is especially the case in this instance with Tim. He had a bout with prostate cancer last year, came through that very well, and he's been back hard at work. We served together in the banking committee, almost sitting next to each other. So I have been worried a lot about this one.
If Johnson were to leave the Senate, it would be split 50-50 between both parties, leaving the vice president to break ties, but the top Senate Democrat expects Johnson to make a full recovery. Local leaders are teaming up to curb drugs and violence. WDEL News continues in a moment.
You could spend your money at the gas pump, or you could spend it on those sexy pumps at your favorite store. Let Dart do the driving.
I do all my shopping with Dart. It's the most convenient way to shop the outlets, and it saves me money.
Now save even more. Get up to 40% off with a discounted Dart card online at dartfirststate.com or at your local Acme market.
At this rate, with the money I save riding Dart, I'll have a new pair of shoes every week.
Travel smart. Choose Dart.
Published reports say Chrysler plans to suspend production at several U.S. plants, including Newark, for as many as 4 weeks to lower inventories of unsold vehicles. The Wall Street Journal reports that Chrysler has begun alerting union representatives that the standard holiday shutdown will probably be extended into January. Chrysler inventories rose this year when high gas prices shifted demand to cars from the pickups and sport utility vehicles on which Chrysler depends. Chrysler says it couldn't comment on production plans. Wilmington's Martin Luther King Center is gearing up for a war on drugs and violence. WDEL's Curtis Gray reports a number of community leaders are also involved.
Former State Representative Herman Holloway, along with Mayor Baker, church leaders, and community activists are teaming up under one umbrella to tackle the violence and drugs in local neighborhoods. The group, working under the Delaware Leadership Council, is planning to begin by tackling the root of the problem that creates the demand for drugs.
We have to understand that our issue is that we must deal with is to eliminate and or reduce as best possible the demand of these drugs. And the way that I've concluded and others I've talked to have agreed that we need to do that is to address the social ills of our society, particularly here in the city of Wilmington, Newcastle County, and state of Delaware.
I'm Curtis Gray, 1150 AM, WDEL.
Ellesmere police are investigating a crash that tied up the Thursday evening commute and left an SUV and 2 buildings damaged. WDEL's Frank Gerace has details.
A Ford Explorer went straight at the S-curve on the Kirkwood Highway westbound at Sanders Road around 4:15 p.m., hitting Ellesmere Liquors and the town's fire hall. The 4x4's driver, who was slightly hurt, was treated at the scene and taken to Christiana Hospital. There's no word yet what caused the crash or if charges were filed. The westbound lanes of the Kirkwood Highway were closed at the scene for a little over 2 hours after the crash. Frank Gerace, 1150 AM, WDEL.
Wilmington liquor stores are asking to stay open longer. City Council's Public Safety Committee yesterday approved a proposal permitting the stores to stay open 4 hours longer than usual on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve.
Christmas Eve is the busiest day of the year for liquor stores, and New Year's Eve comes into a close second or third position, and we would like to be open for a full 8 hours on those days.
And I certainly did not vote to hold it up in committee and not bring it out. I think every piece of legislation should have the opportunity to come out and let the full body vote on it. I stand on the position of just going to, when that opportunity and time comes to vote on, I'm going to just probably vote present. Most likely I'm going to vote present. I don't think that because of my religious background.
The full council will take up the matter next week. A new program that aims to help women in business reach personal and professional goals is up and running. WDEL's Melanie Armstrong reports.
The new YWCA Delaware Center for Women's Entrepreneurship supports startup and existing small businesses that are owned or controlled by women.
There's to be training classes, there will be individualized counseling, there will be work to prepare women to apply for financing for their businesses, and then having the support of other women in business or women with expertise to help women run their businesses who can help coach and really guide them as they go on their journey.
The center, located in Newark, will help companies grow.
And we help about 300 women who are in business or in various stages in a year. And our goal is really, with this program, to continue to serve somewhere in the nature of 300 businesses a year, but also to help them really accelerate their growth. And so our goals are more around helping businesses grow, helping add to the economy by adding jobs and more revenue for these businesses.
There are more than 15,000 women-run businesses in Delaware. Melanie Armstrong, 1150 AM, WDEL.
A message of hope is delivered by actor Lou Gossett Jr. to Wilmington area teens honored at the Black Achievers Awards banquet last night. WDEL's Curtis Gray was there.
Hundreds of supporters joined the dozens of adult achievers and this group of about 100 students for the 2006 Black Achievers event at the Riverfront Thursday night. The program, which began in 1989, this year featured Oscar-winning actor Lou Gossett Jr., who pleaded with Delaware youngsters to think before turning to violence in the streets.
But we do know that, and that children don't yet, that there's more ways to communicate than with a gun or a fist or a knife. But as my friends say, they don't know that they don't know that they don't know. So now if they don't know those 3 times and they go in the street and do wrong, how can you blame them until they get the opportunity, like these wonderful kids do, to know that there is a difference?
Mayor Baker joined Gossett in handing out the awards. The awards program sponsored by the Walnut Street YMCA team's business and industry leaders with local students to achieve their career goals. I'm Curtis Gray, 1150 AM, WDEL.
As you look for your college experience, make sure you look at Wilmington College, your key to success.
I'm Peter MacArthur.
I'm Melanie Armstrong, and here are Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour.
The most complete coverage of the news that matters in Delaware every weekday morning, 5:30 to 9 on 1150 AM WDEL.
Here is your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast. Clouds and fog to start today, then a mix of clouds and sun with a high near 62. Clearing overnight, low 37. For Saturday, sunny to partly cloudy, high 52. Sunday, sun and clouds, a high 58. I'm Chris Carl. Have a great weekend, and thanks for watching.